Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. Wanted to give you guys a little update video. So I'm going to take a little drive here. So I'm headed to Surf Beach, and that is the closest access to the beach from where I'm at, my hometown, Lompoc, California, Lompoc, Lompoc. A lot of people call it Lompoc. But this is Highway 246, and it'll dead end into the beach. And something really neat about this, got a dragster right there. He was doing donuts in front of us, and we just passed his marks. So something cool about Highway 246 here is we're headed west. Is in front of us is a lot of NASA and Vandenburg, what I call the Air Force Base, and now all the signs say Space Force. But at one time, when I was, a lot younger, the space shuttle, I think, traveled down this road, and it was going to launch from this area. A lot of the missiles get launched. My video before this one, you saw that that I was able to video one of the launches. All I saw was the fire trail of it going up in the sky, but that's how close we are. So, majority of this land on both sides is NASA and the Air Force Base. And back to the space shuttle, was going to travel down this highway, or it did one time. My dad worked for Caltrans, the highway department, and he pointed out to me that a lot of the highway signs on this road, they put the signs on hinges, so that when the space shuttle traveled down this highway, they could fold the signs down so the wings would clear on the shuttle. Also, we're going to go through a mountain up here, and they had to shave both sides of the mountain down where the highway goes between them. They had to shave them down so that the wings of the shuttle wouldn't hit. So that's really something. And I'd have to go back and check our friends out at Google if the shuttle did travel down here, or it was going to, and then the unfortunate disaster of the Challenger, I think, put it at a halt for this area to have shuttle launches. There's a few gates up here that lead to the Air Force Base or the Space Force Base. This building here on our left has something to do with NASA. I'll show you the sign as we pass it. And then I'll also show you guys a couple of launch towers where they launch the missiles from up here. But let's see what this building says. It looks like a hangar, but I don't see a runway. And then this building here where the American flag is and stuff is part of NASA. You can see the blue NASA emblem on the door right there. And just about a minute or so in front of us is where the mountain is that they shaved down for the shuttle. Here's some more NASA stuff right here. I think there's a gate up here that it'll say Space Force or something. I can see it off in the distance saying Vandenburg Space Force Base. But there's a gate right there. There's several gates around here that have access to the base property. Of course, everything's overgrown now, but I remember as a kid driving out here in the 90s, these trees and stuff weren't grown up like this at all. And things were still, the signs were still on hinges, and the mountain up here that was shaved down where the shuttle could be trailered through here. But there's the mountain in front of us that we're going to go through. I guess they cut through it a long time ago to build the road, but they shaved the sides down. You'll see kind of like a staircase, so that the shuttle's wings could clear it. Really neat. But on the left and the right is all part of the base. As a kid, we just called it, you know, the base. I came out here earlier and took my dog out to the beach and said, you know what, I should have taken my camera, that you guys would like to see this. So I got a few minutes to kill before Mom and I have dinner. She ordered something, and it only takes, you know, 10 minutes to make this. All right, here's this mountain that they shaved down. See how it looks like a staircase? That's for the wings of the space shuttle could clear. It was probably just, you know, angled up on 45s on both sides, and now it's, you know, now it was like shaved, stepped up like a staircase. But here it is, here's the ocean. There's a turnout right up here that I'm gonna try to pull up on. There's a car behind me. Give you guys a little view here. Over here to the right is what is called Ocean Park, I think. I remember this turnout from the 90s. Oh, take the rental car right on up it. Oh, golly. There we go. Let me get out and show you guys a little bit here. Well, it's really neat. Isn't that pretty? You see the train tracks. The train used to go through our town. And here's the tracks that lead back to Lompoc. And they're really rusty, so there probably hasn't been much movement on them in a while. But it's cool. You can see the train tracks going over the bridge right there, the river that leads to Lompoc, but it's dry when you get in our town. It's called the river bed. But you can see right there where the train tracks split, how it'll turn to come in here, and then when the train is going back, how it'll turn to go back on. There's the Pacific Ocean right there. All right, just back down off of that turnout there into the car behind us. This will dead end into Surf Beach, and then also there'll be a gate that leads to the Space Force, and we'll be able to see the, or not the, but one of the towers where they launched the missiles from. I don't know the names of the launch platforms or whatever, but if it's clear, you can see a few from out here. And there's different parts of our city where you can see different launch pads. I don't know how many are out here. Bunches of them. Getting close to the end of it. There's an Amtrak train station out here as well. The road will dead end into one of the gates here to the base. Oh, and there's a train coming. Let's see if we can see the train. Let's see. Oh. Well, that's kind of like good timing right there. Real good timing. Sweet. Boy, if we would have stayed over there where we were a minute ago, we could have seen it go over the bridge, you know? There it is, Amtrak. There might be people gonna get on the train right here. Like, this is an Amtrak train station where you can get on the train and no one works here, you know, just like, I guess, like a subway or something. It sure is. Those people standing there might be getting on, or they just want to see it. It's stopping. That is really neat. Amtrak, the Pacific Surfliner. Wow, that's cool. So I'm out here at Surf Beach in Lompoc, California. Highway 246 ends at Surf Beach. And we got lucky and I heard a train coming. And the Amtrak train stops right here and people got on and got off the train. See the oil rig way out in the distance out there? That you see the back of the train, and then you look out there, you can see to the left of the telephone pole and to the right of the back of the train. That's an oil rig. Well, here's somebody about to miss the train. They're hauling butt. Wait for us, wait for us. See if they're dropping somebody off. The brake lights are on. Now you'd think someone would be jumping out if they were late for the train. Huh. Here's the gate where it dead ends into Space Force. We'll see what the sign says. Can you see one of the launch towers in the distance? I'll show you guys a close up on my phone. It does a whole lot better job of zooming. But you can see the tall structure way out there in the fog, and there's a couple more out there to the right. Photography is prohibited. Does that mean it's okay or not okay? U.S. Air Force installation. It is unlawful to enter this area without the permission of the installation commander. Pretty cool. That'd be neat if they were shooting a missile off. Can you see if you look, the stop sign on the left, if you look between that sign and that telephone pole, you can see a launch tower way out there in the distance. Off in the distance here, it's real foggy, but see that tall structure out there? That's one of the places that they launch missiles from. It's generally foggy out here all the time, but sometimes you get lucky and you can see several of those launch I don't know, launch towers or something like that. And we got a guy sitting in his car wearing his mask. People got off the train and carrying their bags and stuff, and people are picking them up here. Well, that is really something, you know, that you don't have to have a train station with like an airport. I mean, it stops and lets you off. Generally, it's really windy out here. Earlier today it was really windy, but now it's not. You could fly out here in this weather right now. You can see an oil rig way out there in the distance at the end of the train, just over the top of it, way out there is an oil rig. And then there's just the ocean, forever and ever to go. You can see the horizon too. A little sliver of light. That's why there was a taxi here, picking up somebody from the train station. That makes sense. Amtrak, the Pacific Surfliner, just stopped right here, and people got on the train and off the train. That is really cool. And then over the top of the train is the Pacific Ocean. Can't see anything out there but just water. And then all this land behind us is Vandenburg Space Force.